All right, let's deal in David Bossie, the former Trump deputy campaign manager, president of Citizens United, Fox News contributor. David, any happy birthday wishes you want to send out today?
I have 4 children, none of them born today.
Okay. All right, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the news. We know that the President of the United States had a conversation with the President of South Korea yesterday about the urgent danger that North Korea poses. We're also hearing more and more about how General John F. Kelly is bringing a certain decorum to this particular White House that we have not yet seen, at least according to a couple of the big papers. What's going on behind the scenes?
Well, first of all, I'm so proud of President Trump for putting together this coalition at the United Nations that included China and Russia. That really the first time in a very long time that a coalition has stood against this rogue dictator in North Korea. And so we've put into place $1 billion worth of sanctions, and I think that is going to really hurt this economy in North Korea. And unfortunately, it hurts the people of North Korea. But it really is going to take a lot of the revenue that they're going to be spending on missiles and nuclear armaments off the table. And I think that's an amazing feat for the President of the United States after just 6 months on the job. And just juxtapose that President Obama sent $1 billion to Iran in cash on his way out the door. So I think that there's just a little bit different leadership style here.
Wait, and what about the new chief of staff?
I'm excited to see General Kelly's first week. He really has, I think, brought, a lot of encouragement within the West Wing, within the White House. Everybody I talk to says that it's a new order. You could feel the difference, a palpable difference in the White House. And I think that General Kelly is bringing about, some semblance of order for the president. He's straightening out the factions. It seems to be one of the first things he's doing is to tell all the factions, you're going to run this the right way, which is through me. And then he's not allowing people into the Oval. He's not allowing the folks who work in the West Wing to just go into the Oval Office, which is part of what President Trump likes. But I think doing that less will benefit the president because it'll give him time to really focus on the issues that General Kelly is putting before him on a daily basis and give him an opportunity to spend some quality time on those instead of doing a lot of disparate things.
There was a Wall Street Journal article that says he's keeping the door closed now that things are changing in the White House. And there were 2 aides that were fighting inside the Oval Office. And he said, hey, guys, knock it off. You got to stop this. Figure it out on your own, and then we can come back and negotiate and talk. Is there truth to that?
Well, I wasn't there on that particular moment, but I could tell you during the campaign and transition and having known President Trump for a long time, he does welcome a lot of different ideas, and he welcomes people to bring him a lot of ideas. I think what General Kelly is doing is saying, only come before the president when you are all on the same page. And I think that's a very good thing, not only for the president, but for our government.
All right, let's switch gears now. Big topic of discussion on the liberal left media. Vice President Mike Pence allegedly starting a shadow candidacy. He's running in the face of the president. And obviously, the president says no. Vice President says no. We had Mark Lauder on earlier, VP Pence's press secretary, and he said the Vice President is focused on passing President Trump's agenda. Let's listen to this.
It's absurd, and really what you've got here is speculation, conjecture, half-truths masquerading as news on the front page of the Never Trump New York Times. The Vice President has been nothing supportive. He is supportive of the President, and his singular focus is on making sure the President's agenda is enacted and that the President is reelected in 2020.
All right, so the facts that the paper in question utilized to discuss this are PACs being set up, are trips to the heartland, let's say Iowa, places like that. Look, in your experience, obviously you know this stuff, you know how this works. What's going on here?
Well, first of all, this is outrageous that the New York Times, the leader in fake news, has put together a story that compiles a bunch of different points that they want to bring together and make it about an anti-Trump story. It is outrageous. The Vice President of the United States is a full partner with the President in their agenda to make America great again. The Vice President has done nothing but be an incredible partner in that, in delivering on that legislative agenda, and is going to be moving forward to do just that. When the Vice President and others are visiting states, it's not that they're setting up shop to run for president. It's that they're trying to help this president get their legislative agenda through. So, look, let me just say this. You know, people get invited all the time to be the keynote speaker at the Iowa Republican Party or the New Hampshire Republican Party or the South Carolina Democratic Party or Republican Party. And that's why those are the three states that are the first. And so people pay attention. But those parties still need to raise money. They still need to build their organizations. They still need to do the things to get ready for the 2018 and 2020 elections. And that's what this is about. So you have certain people, and I'll name one that was in that article, John Kasich, the very weak governor of Ohio, who was against the president when he was running, was against him when he was in transition, and is against him today. He wants to run. That's fine. Let him. I would find it hard to believe he could win a primary in Ohio today. So look, the president won without him by 10 points in Ohio. So I think there are people out there who are going to nip around his ankles, but nobody of substance.
People were upset. Remember, he didn't come to the convention to support the president.
In his own state.
Yeah, in his own state. All right, let's talk about Maxine Waters, because there is a Democratic activist down in Atlanta who wants her to lead the House and Chuck Schumer to lead the Senate. Says forget about bipartisan legislative deals. They should just wait a year and put Maxine, make her the leader. She was on The View with those ladies the end of last week, I think on Friday. Let's listen to a clip of that. And she's explaining why Democrats voted for President Trump. Listen.
He has made these people believe that he's going to bring back the coal industry. It is not going to happen. They stick with him not because they think he is going to change government as such. I think they stick with him because he has made them believe that somebody else is responsible for their problems. Yeah. For these small towns and these areas where the stores have closed down, the jobs have left, it is those people over there. I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to keep those people out. They're the cause of your problem. They're getting something for nothing. It's not you, and they believe that.
David, your reaction.
Thank you, Maxine Waters. You know, it continues. These Democrat politicians are completely out to lunch. Maxine Waters still, and I'm so grateful, still doesn't understand why President Trump won. He had an agenda for the American people to make America great again. The Democrat Party is the party of a broken status quo. They are a party that believes that the failing nature of the economy, the flailing nature of our national security under Barack Obama was a good thing. And they didn't understand what the Rust Belt voters were talking about in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, Iowa, where President Trump just marched to victory. And that is that they want better education for their children. They want a better health care system and a more affordable health care system. They want a strong national defense. They want jobs to come back to the United States. They want a tax system that is not, a penalty on hard work. So that is what President Trump campaigned on, and that is what he's trying to get through. They have Trump derangement syndrome. I've said it many times. These Democrats, I steal that from Charles Krauthammer, but these Democrats are folks who don't understand the American people, but they only will stand in the way of everything that the president's trying to do, and it really is harmful to the American people every day.
Well, all the Democrats have to do, and even Democrats themselves admit it, is they've got to come up with their own message, but obviously,
they have none.
From what you just said, they're taking a page from his playbook, which you helped write. David Bossie, thank you very much for joining us live today.
Thanks for having me.
David. Good to see you.